Hey Philly, I'm Stephanie Krzywanski, a real woman of Philadelphia and from Philadelphia. Today's dish is moussaka, which is a traditional Greek casserole made with lamb and eggplant. So let me tell you what I've already done. Here's my buttered casserole dish, and to this I added about 1.5 pounds of sauteed eggplant. To do that, I did 2 tablespoons of olive oil in my saute pan. I cubed up my eggplant into about 1/2-inch cubes and sauteed that till it got a nice golden brown, and then I salt and peppered it. I traditionally will salt and pepper as I go, but with eggplant, the salt will tend to draw out some of the bitter moisture in an eggplant, so I leave that out until the end. So that is the first layer of our lamb moussaka, and the second layer is the lamb itself. Now here in this pan, what I have simmering away is 1 pound of ground lamb. And what I do is I first saute that, cook that in about a tablespoon of olive oil, because ground lamb tends to give off a lot of fat, so I wanted to get that out of the way. So I went ahead and sauteed that and drained it. And while it drained, I added my pan back to the heat and put in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a large diced onion, and about 4 cloves of garlic. And I sweated that out in the pan just to make it translucent. I didn't want to get a lot of color on it. And then I added my lamb back in and combined those ingredients. And then I added a 28-ounce can of crushed tomato and 2 tablespoons of freshly chopped thyme. And then let that cook down. So you can see here it's a pretty nice thick consistency, because you want that to be fairly thick. So that cooks down maybe 10 to 15 minutes. It's a very quick dish to put together. And you know, your eggplant and your lamb mixture can really be going at the same time. To finish off our lamb mixture, I am going to add, at the very end, pull this over here. At the very end, I'd just like to add some fresh basil and some fresh parsley to give it a little brightness. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop that up here. And again, I do that just to give the dish some brightness and some more fresh herb flavor. So we'll toss that in to our, did you like that fling there? We'll toss that in and mix that up good. And then we're going to add this, again, this is our next layer of our moussaka dish. So we'll just go ahead and add that to our casserole. And just spread that out evenly. If you can get in there, that looks really nice and rich and thick. And it gives that cooked down tomato, just gives this dish such great flavor. Okay, so that's the lamb mixture. And now finally is our bechamel. Well, traditionally your bechamel sauce you make on the stovetop, and you do 1/2 stick of butter and 1/2 cup of flour. Not that that's a bad thing, but then you have to stir it, and then you got to add in your warm milk, and it's a process and it takes some time. So I have devised a way to make this much quicker and to use our favorite ingredient, right? Philadelphia cream cheese. So in my food processor, I'm going to add a clove of garlic. And here's another quick tip. I will add a whole clove of garlic and just pulse it 1 or 2 times, and that chops my garlic for me. So it's a nice, easy, quick tip for you if you don't feel like smashing your cloves and mincing it. That's a really quick way if you're already going to be using it in your food processor. So next I'm going to add 1 block of softened Philadelphia cream cheese. Yum, everyone likes that. I'm going to add 3/4 cup of skim milk. If you don't have skim milk in your fridge, you can by all means use 2%, 1%, or whole milk. That is fine. It won't make a huge difference to the dish. We're going to add maybe about 1 teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. And then finally, here's a little quick ingredient that we're going to add just to give it a little bit of, just a little background, and it's a little bit of freshly ground nutmeg. We're going to add that right in there. And maybe you're going to do like 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon. Not a lot, just a little bit. It really just gives a nice warmth to any time you're using cream or cream-based products. So we go ahead, and we're just going to pulse this a couple times to get the cream cheese going, and then let it go. And you're only going to do this maybe 20 seconds, so not a long time. And that's it. So, but what you'll see here is what this has done is made a really beautiful creamy base sauce that's really the consistency of bechamel. You'll see it when I pour it out here. So really, again, it's that nice consistency of bechamel, but way faster. What did that take us? Maybe a minute to create. So see that? See how that's pouring so beautifully over top of our lamb mixture? You go there. And then finally, we're just going to take about 2 to 3 ounces of shredded Gruyere cheese and sprinkle that on top. Now, if you can use Gruyere, you can use Parmesan, you could use Swiss, whatever cheese you'd like. So we go ahead and sprinkle that on. We're going to pop this into a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes, and then we're going to just broil the top for 2 to 3 minutes to get it that nice golden brown crust. So see you in about 23 minutes to check that out. Hey girls, I'm back. Well, here's our moussaka. It's come out of the oven. Remember, it went in for 20 minutes at 400, and then we broiled the top 2 to 3 minutes to get a nice golden brown, and you can really see it here, how nice and golden brown it is. Then you're going to want to let it rest 7 to 10 minutes, just so that so it cools down, and so when you cut into it, all the tomato doesn't run off and the bechamel run off. So we're just going to cut into our moussaka here, and it's a fairly loose casserole, so it's not going to be formed into big blocks or anything like that. Maybe on the second day, which you all know casseroles are always better the second day. So we're going to take our piece of moussaka out here, and we're going to put it on our plate using a beautiful blue plate here. There we go. Look how rich and delicious that looks. And I'm just serving this with a very simple mixed greens on the side. I dressed it with some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar, a little salt and pepper, and put a little basil here to finish it off. And ladies, you got to try this one tonight. Here's our Greek-style lamb moussaka. Enjoy.